Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Illegal Alien Racing. So it is race day out here at Dallas Karting Complex. We're having a club race today. There's going to be a couple of different classes, looks like today. I got the cart up on the stand and I'm going to go over it to make sure that it is ready to go. Break in my tires and do a short little practice session. My official, unofficial teammate, Justin with Team Haas. I talked to him earlier today, about 30 minutes ago. The Team Haas transport truck is on the way, it's en route. So he'll be here in a few minutes, running late as always. But yeah, it should be a good, fun day. And I'm gonna show you what other people are up to and see how the day turns out. All right, I'm out here with Josiah. And Josiah, how long have you been racing out here with us?
I've been out at down here in Texas for about 6 or 7 months.
Where do you live?
Des Moines, Iowa, actually.
So he comes all the way down from Iowa to race down here in Texas. And what team are you with? You have your own race team?
Yep, we're part of Valkyrie Racing out of actually Charleston, South Carolina.
Very cool. So what are you racing today?
We run in the tag 125 cc's.
All right, so you've been karting for a few months. What's the game plan for your racing career?
Pretty much, it's not only just my racing career, it's Valkyrie Racing in its own. You know, the ambitions are just to go as big as we can go, get up to the big leagues and stuff like that. Karting is obviously the starting of Valkyrie as a rookie team. But as the years progress, we've got stock car ready for next season. But we're looking to go bigger even than that, to go nationwide and stuff like that. So,
what was your background before you got into racing?
I was actually in the Marine Corps for 6 years. I told myself when I was a young kid I had 2 dreams, and the first dream was to be a Marine, and the second dream was to be a professional racing driver. So obviously we completed the first dream, starting a little bit later than everyone else, but that's okay. I mean, I'm coachable. So now at this age, we're going to kind of go for the big leagues and go from there.
How do you think being in the military, or specifically the Marines, helps your driving and your your mentality for your racing?
You know, I've always been competitive. I ran like USA track and field and stuff like that. But the Marines really helped me. You know, it's composure. You can handle anything really under stress. I mean, and obviously to be aggressive. I mean, you can't be in the Marines and not be an aggressive person. So, you know, it taught me to be aggressive but yet smart and handle stress, really.
Very good. Well, thanks for serving our country. We always appreciate
Thank you.
People like you.
Thank you.
All right, so I just came off the track. I have brand new tires. I just kind of broke them in. I'm going to let them cool off and go back out and do my first practice session of the day. And I told you Team Haas's transport was en route, and look who showed up. On time, sort of late. Arrive and drive Justin is here.
On time.
All right, so this is Martin. Martin, it's been a while since we've seen you. Where you been?
I've been doing some national racing, regional stuff, and yeah, just having fun.
So, where are the home country boots?
If we're quick enough, they come out later for the final.
In the final?
Yeah.
All right, so an interesting fact about Martin here is you used to be a karting mechanic for who?
Lando Norris, yeah, back in the day, that was quite a while ago, 2014.
So let me ask you this question, because everyone wants to know, what similarities would Lando have with Justin?
Good one, good one.
I gotta say, Justin's prep is probably better.
Oh, okay, all right. All right.
What's your prep, Justin?
Oh, my prep is basically show up. I just flick the tires, make sure they get a little air in them. My finger kicks back.
He's just naturally fast, man. He doesn't need the practice.
You don't need anything, dude.
Doesn't need the practice?
Straight after qualifying, he's there, ready to go.
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah, Lando, we would have to test weeks before. This guy can just show up, yeah.
Do you have a message for the Queen?
No, I think the Americans are more into the royal family than the Brits are, to be honest.
Yeah.
So this guy here, man, y'all know Edwin. Yeah, he raced. What was your last race?
Last race was Texas Sprint.
So what's interesting about this whole racing thing is you got these guys. Okay, this guy was a mechanic for Lando Norris, but he's a good karter, really good karter himself. You got Edwin, who can hold his own, definitely not someone to sleep on, and then you got this guy. All right, getting ready to go push the cart up to the grid for qualifying and make sure we've got fuel in the cart. I probably should have put about that much, doesn't make that big of a difference. But yeah, we're good to go. We're ready to go. We'll watch Justin here.
You guys are on grid. KDR, junior, senior, and tag to the grid.
Everyone's seeing your secret air pressure settings.
Now let's see what I go with.
Tommy's cart. Justin's cart, make sure we've got the micron on, or the, I'm sorry, the transponder. Fuel.
I'm ready to go, dude.
Here's Edwin's cart over here. Hey Tommy, how you doing, man? Ready to go. This is lead weight. So the reason these are on there is because Edwin has to weigh, you have a VLR? When he comes in, the driver plus the cart have to weigh 360 pounds, so he's underweight. So what we do is we add weight to the cart, just in different areas. All right, everybody's getting ready to push their carts up for qualifying. Good luck, Edwin.
Thank you. Thank you. Well,
good luck, Justin. Everybody, good luck.
Hey everyone, so I'm going to do some qualifying, pre-final, and final narration. So we're in the paddock here getting ready to take off. I kind of want to get in front of people as much as possible to try to prevent me from having to go around anyone that I'm going to be faster than. So right there I kind of slow up, let a good gap open up. So I don't want to really run up on somebody. And later on in the run, you see me starting to catch two people. The driver in front of me goes around this carter, and right here he's aware that there's some people coming up behind him, so politely pulls over, lets us by, and we're on to qualifying. So very good job on his part. Qualifying session didn't go super well, but it was okay.
All right, so given that it's really hot today, it's August in Texas, it's really hot every year. It's really important to stay hydrated. So a couple of things I brought to make sure I stay hydrated. Let's check it out. Cocoa water. This is peach mango flavor. Just regular cocoa water, the original. A couple of Gatorade G2s, again always low sugar. And this is a secret weapon, pickles. Gotta have pickles. No one ever brings pickles. You gotta have pickles. And also too, thought I'd get fancy. We're gonna try core hydration water, and also Sentia. And I like my water, this is a little fact, I like my water room temperature. I don't like cold water. I'll drink cold water, but I prefer room temperature. Quest bars, protein bars, Oreo flavored, cookies and cream actually, and then chocolate chip and cookie dough.
All right, coming down for the start of the pre-final. We are mixed in with 125cc carts and 100cc juniors, and of course we're the 100cc seniors. Now I'm not going to show you the whole pre-final or the whole final, and you'll see why later. So take a couple of laps here, a lap or two, wrap this thing up. All right, Mark does a really good job, gets a really good start here. I'm going to try to keep it wound up around the outside and clear him. But he clears me instead, so I'm just going to settle in behind him. And the plan is to try to pick people off one by one. And behind me is Nick, and to the inside of him is his dad. It's really cool to see, father and son enjoying the sport together and racing each other. So that's pretty neat to see that. All right, coming down for the completion of lap 1, starting lap 2. And nothing really happened. We just kind of stayed in line, just like this. Got close to passing Mark in front of me, but I wasn't able to get around him. So, yeah, this is away. This is coming down for the last lap here, last straightaway. See me right there. My hand disappears, trying to tune the carburetor and really do some last minute tuning there. Still not running correctly, but yeah, that was it for the pre-final.
All right, so the pre-final ended a few minutes ago, and in my group, we all kind of ran together. The 125s, the 100cc juniors, and the 125 seniors, which was a class I'm in. We all ran together, and I finished 6 out of 10 in my group. My exhaust gas temperature was a little low, and I was trying to tune it on the track to get it to where I needed to, which is about 1100. And I'll show you kind of what I'm looking at and how to tune that, how to make those adjustments. And we're trying to make them on the fly, so it's a little tough sometimes, and you're trying to race. But it's part of karting, part of getting experience and making these adjustments. You know, top guys can do it, no problem. You know, I'm not one of the top guys, so it's a learning experience, but that's part of it, is coming out here, you know, working through issues and trying to get better. Car was running good, but not as good as like Justin's was running, and Mark, who finished in front of me. But I made an adjustment towards the end of the race, and I think that it's where it probably needs to be, so we'll see. All right, so here on the side of the engine, here's the carburetor. There's these little knobs right here, and we twist this front one forward or backwards, clockwise, counterclockwise, to adjust how much fuel the engine's getting, and it affects the temperature of the cart. So while we're driving, we're kind of messing with that. And also, I'm looking at my temperatures here, trying to get it as close to 1100 as I can. And I take a glance at this, kind of at the end of the straightaway, where it's going to run the hottest. So that's where I'm looking at, and then making the adjustment here if it's not where I want it. I think we're good, but if it's not, that's where I will adjust again, try to get a little bit more speed out of this cart. So, all right, so Edwin's working on his cart. Would you change the sprocket?
Yeah, it went down 2 teeth to get a little more
So
speed.
what do you have?
I had a 7.7, I'm going with a 75.
75, whoa. So he's got to take the wheel off.
Yep.
There's 3 bolts here. He's adjusting the engine mount. You got to loosen that.
Yeah, it's already
give
loose.
slack to the chain.
So I've
and
already
you can take
changed
the chain off.
Yeah, I've already gone through the process.
Yeah, he's done. He's just tightening everything back up. So he'll loosen the chain up, take the sprocket off, put the new one on there, get the chain on it, the chain up here on that sprocket, and then tighten it up and make sure that the tension on the chain is correct where he likes it, and put the wheel back on it, and you're ready to go. All right, so this is the GoPro I'm shooting backwards with. So when I'm driving in the cart, it's facing this way. So the front, the back lens is actually exposed to the front. And you can see right here that it caught a pebble and it shattered the glass. Now, this is why I tell you, have tempered glass on here to try to protect your main lens. My main lens actually is already cracked, but I'm hoping that it doesn't look like this. So I'm gonna peel this little tempered glass off, and we're gonna see if my main glass survived. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. You see that? No, I mean, there's a crack there. That was old. Check this one out. All right, so you can see the tempered glass, how cracked it is. And this was on the screen here, and the screen, I mean, it was already cracked a little bit, but it's not cracked anymore. I mean, it doesn't look like this. And that would have been awful. So you can buy these little screen protectors like online, and they can save your GoPro potentially. Saved mine today for worse damage. All right, we're getting ready to start the pre-final here in a little bit. Any last words, Justin? Edwin, last words?
We're ready, baby. Man. We've been waiting for hours, man.
Yeah, we're ready to go on track and get this day over with.
Yep. Who's gonna win?
Probably Martin. Oh, I don't know. We got John.
I don't care about those guys. I'm talking about us 3.
Oh, yeah.
Edwin's up front, man, but I'm starting right behind him. We'll see.
Now, tuned my carburetor, so now I'm in contention again.
Tune your carburetor.
Now I'm at threat. Y'all better watch out. I turned the needle like just a little bit, so we're good.
You tighten the rear bumper. That's usually your tuning.
Yeah.
He tightens and loosens
No,
that rear bumper.
tighten and loose the rear bumper. That's my tuning.
That's all he does.
You guys are in trouble. All right, check it out.
All right, so climbing in the cart one more time to start the last race of the day. The 125s are going to start a little ahead of us, so gridded up are going to be the 100cc seniors and the 100cc juniors all together. And we're going to go out, do a warm-up lap, and then get in formation. We're going to drop the green and we're going to start racing. Now, I'm not going to show you all of this race, and you'll see why. All right, so getting ready to come down for the start. That is Justin right in front of me. I'm going to stay pretty close to his bumper. Stay in these lanes right here, looking for the green flag. That is Nick to the right there. And right here, I'm going to follow Justin past Nick to the inside. So yeah, Nick said, "I love you," which is really funny. I didn't even realize he said that until after I got home and started watching the footage. So we're gonna do a split screen here and see what happened. You can see as I'm kind of making contact with Nick, I get a bump in the back and really just exaggerates the problem even more. Now, it wasn't anything malicious or anything, it's just a racing incident. No one did anything on purpose. We're gonna look at it in slow motion. So right there, you can tell I kind of get hit from the rear and just makes the problem worse. And there's my rear bumper showing how much damage it got on the rear. So right here, I got to get out of the cart and get this cart off of him. And we sound a little inebriated here in slow motion, but it's kind of funny. All right, so I checked on him, got to get in the cart, got to keep going. I ended up passing him, he pulled off. And a few laps later, I caught this driver, got around her. So I was in our class, I was in last place at the time, in 13th. And got around her, and then another person had a mechanical. And I ended up in 9th place overall. I had a 13 in my class. And you can see right here, someone else's, that's a 125cc, his hub came off, or his wheel came off, something like that, had a mechanical issue. Pretty disappointing, but you know, that's the way sometimes racing goes, and that's what happened.
Well, that final didn't go quite as planned. I unfortunately had a little incident with Nick going into one. I don't think it was really anyone's fault, just man, once those carts got hooked up, it kind of like little magnets. They couldn't get them off, and it happened so fast. Like next thing I know, he's turned sideways, and I'm hearing him kind of, I can tell he's in pain or something, so it's like, I gotta get this cart off of him, and we gotta get back in, and here's Nick. I kind of felt like I touched it, and I thought for a split second, okay, contact, but we're good, and then it just contact again, and I was on top of you, and I was like, oh man, so. It has not been your year. You got in a wreck. Yeah, you were in a wreck last month, and then that time. But luckily, we weren't going really fast, so I didn't go for a ride over you.
Nope.
Because that could have happened.
And then also afterwards, when we were going out and around, whenever I was on the straightaways, I started feeling a lot of vibration on my front left.
You bring it in.
So I brought it in. Don't want to blow a wheel. Don't want to mess up the steering.
Smart. All right, so we're with Josiah from Valkyrie Racing. How'd the day go, man? You raced 125 today. How'd that go?
You know, the morning started rough. We have a new driver on the team. We have 2 cars. Ended up locking up his water pump, so he ended up being out in the qualifying. Going into the pre-final, a little rough on the carb. I found that my rear sprocket was missing some teeth, and I ended up fusing my chain, so I had a lot of vibrations. Got all that switched up for the final. Came out pretty freaking strong. A very good competitor in the Red Bureau there. We were kind of dueling just a little bit. I was on his rear bumper. He ended up shearing a hub off and going into turn 10.
Is that what happened to him?
Yeah, he sheared it pretty bad, and I was probably inches from his rear end there when he sheared it, spun around in front of me. Luckily we locked up, didn't touch. Not a way you want to win all the time because you want to have that competition, but we ended up winning the weekend there. So
a lot of it's surviving, right?
Yeah, a lot of it is surviving.
All right, that's Josiah with Valkyrie Racing. Follow him on Instagram. Do you have any other social media?
Yeah, I mean, we got Instagram, Facebook for Valkyrie Racing.
And I'll put it on the screen here so you can spell it out.
Yeah.
Easier to find. So yeah, follow his racing career. It's going to be exciting to see kind of what happens and where he goes. And he raced here with us, so that's always a good time. So if you're wanting to aspire to be a racer, I mean, let's use him as our example and seeing how hard you can push yourself and what happens when you do those types of things. So that's it. So thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.